hope you all are fine. Today there is test on chapter 3, that is elements, compounds and mixture. Question paper is already given. So at the end of this class you all take the question paper out and then give the test seriously, and as you all know, next day generally we discuss the marking scheme, and next day here also we will be doing the same. Today we will be starting chapter 4, that is atomic structure. Today we will be having a bit introduction on this chapter, and for that I'm just giving you the highlights, what the things you need to study from this chapter. First of all, you need to know about the atoms and what are the atoms, what are the molecules, how the molecules are being formed from the atoms, how many elements are there. Then we have idea about radicals, concept of atomicity. Now other than radical, these three things means atoms, molecules and atomicity, these three terms are very much well known to you all because it was there in class 6. And also we will be studying about valency, some idea you have from your class 6 part. Now these chapter means this atomic structure chapter and the next chapter, that is language of chemistry chapter, these two chapters are very important not only for you this class 7 but for the entire chemistry subject. These are the backbones, means you are going to study about the elements, you are going to study about the atoms, arrangements, how the atoms are combining to form a compound. Then we will be having discussion about valency, which is a very important factor, framing of the equation in the next chapter. So these are actually the basis of chemistry subject, means whenever we are studying chemistry is all about the internal arrangement of any substance, of any matter, and how a new compound is formed from something which is already stable. From there we are getting another compound. So how we are presenting it, as you all know that reaction is a very popular term for chemistry, means whenever the word chemistry comes, reaction comes. So how these things happen and how we present them, all these discussions will be done in this chapter. So once again to tell you that here in this atomic structure chapter our discussions will be on atoms, molecules, valency, radicals and atomicity. So today we will be having a little bit of discussions on atom. So as we all know, the atoms are the smallest part of any element which generally do not exist independently, but they may exist independently as well. Chapter 1, matter, we studied in matter chapter that every matter, every substance has some basic units with which they are made up of. Like if you talk about this room or if you talk about any building, a building is made up of bricks. So that is the basic unit. So everything that is made up of some basic unit, like human body is made up of cells. Similarly, there are 118 elements, they are made up of atoms. In universe till the date total 118 elements are found, and interestingly these 118 elements are arranged in a very systematic manner in a form, a long form we call periodic table. We will be having a bit introduction to periodic table in this chapter as well. Some of you have heard about periodic table, big posters are even available of periodic table. So periodic table is a table where these 118 elements are placed in a very nice systematic order, so that if we learn the as a whole, if we learn the table as a whole, if we try to understand the table, the individual properties of every element becomes very much clear to all of us. And also we have learned that elements are classified as metal, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases. So all these types of elements, whether it is a metal, non-metal or noble gas or metalloid, they are having certain atoms in it. So these atoms inside an element, they may or may not exist independently. Like if we talk about metals, like sodium metal, calcium metal, they are metals. So inside the metals, they have atoms of sodium and atoms of calcium in numbers of. In number means we cannot say the exact amount, but this is a huge number. So those all atoms, they are joined with each other by a force. Those forces are helping the atoms to stay together in a metal. So metals are solid. The force is very strong. As you all know, when the force, interatomic force or interparticle force is very strong, then the solid form generated. So these metals, maximum metals are solid other than mercury, as you know, and gallium at a range of room temperature. So all these elements like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, potassium, calcium, all these metals, there the atoms are combined together, or not combined, better to say they are attracted with each other. They are inside a sample of the metal with a strong force. So their basic unit is atom. Now in some cases the atoms do not exist independently. Instead of that, the atoms join with each other to form molecule. Just to give some example, as I was telling, calcium, suppose calcium is made up of atoms of calcium. But in case of suppose oxygen, oxygen is a non-metal, its symbol is O, but as calcium is existing as Ca, oxygen exists as O2. So that's a molecule. So here the molecule exists. O alone cannot exist independently. So molecules is the part, or it's a basic part of any matter or any substance which always exists independently. Atom may or may not exist independently. Now if we talk about further divisions, atoms are basically made up of further subatomic particles. We will come to it in some maybe next week or next day. For today just I am telling that molecules always exist independently. Atoms may or may not exist independently. Now why we are writing Ca? 1 we don't write, means 1 Ca is there, and O we are writing 2. So these numbers generally we use the word atomicity. If you can remember from your previous class, atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule of it. Metals are monoatomic because their atoms are existing independently, and all the atoms they are holding themselves with a strong force. Actually the force which are holding atoms and molecules with each other, that is called a bond. So in case of atoms there are, in case of metals there are metallic bonds among the atoms. In case of molecules there are also forces. Here one molecule of oxygen contains 2 atoms of it, so we have written O2. So we call it is diatomic. So atomicity is 2. So atomicity is number of atoms present in one molecule of it. Similarly, if we talk about ozone, O3, we write 3. So number of atoms are 3. Similarly, nitrogen N2, phosphorus P4. So it is diatomic, it is triatomic. If we talk about helium, noble gas, monoatomic. So mono, di, tri. P4 is tetraatomic. A8 is octatomic. So these numbers which we are writing in suffix 4, 8, as we are writing it as in subscript. So these are representing number of atom present in one molecule of it, and this is the term atomicity. So atomicity can be means number of atoms. Atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule. Mentioning one molecule is mandatory. An example can be monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic. In fact, we call these are polyatomic. Under polyatomic, we can have this di, tri, tetra, and so on. So just the introduction of this chapter, it's a very interesting chapter because we need to know many new things. Next day we will be discussing about the electrons, and then we'll talk about the ion formation, because in matter chapter we were telling that there are basic particles, atoms. So next day first we will be discussing the revision test question, and then we will be continuing with this chapter again. Keep preparing the chapter 1 and chapter 2 for the test, and give the test after this class seriously. Take care. Bye.